can come up, you can come further, and to serve for the nation, you can start your preparation of UPSC from day zero, from day one, where you are standing now. Whether you are in the 6th class, 8th class, 10th class, or the 12th class, you can start your journey by reading newspaper, by reading NCERT, by thoroughly discussing NCERT with the mentors, or by getting the direction, by getting the mentorship of all those mentors who have the experience of 20 to 30 years. A very warm good morning to all the esteemed members who are gracing the dais, our respected guests, our esteemed faculties, and of course, beloved students who are present here in the room. This is my first opportunity to visit the Manipur, and it's a matter of great honor and privilege for me to visit Manipur, one of the most beautiful states of the India, along with many, many beautiful people, especially students. Manipur has a rich heritage, culture, geography, as well as environment. You guys know a lot about the environment of Manipur, more than me. There is a lake called Loktak Lake, one of the very famous lake of the world. There is Fumdi grass, as well as floating island, barking deer, lots of things are there. So this is the beauty of Manipur. I extend my sincere gratitude to Chancellor Sir of USTM for the opportunity he has given to me to be present among all such distinguished academicians, leaders, members of institutions, and of course, the future of tomorrow's India, you guys who are sitting here. Before starting the UPSC session, I would like to know from you guys, especially the youngcomers who are sitting, do you know about the civil service? Have you ever heard about IAS, IPS or such kind of civil services ever before? Most of you have heard. Okay. It is considered that civil service examination is one of the apex examination conducted by any recruitment agency, not only of India but of the world. It is considered as one of the most, or I would say the toughest examination in the India, as well as one of the toughest examination they are conducted by any recruitment agency in the world. Reason being, it has very vast syllabus. And for your knowledge only, I would say every year, approx 9 to 10 lakh students, approx 9 to 10 lakh aspirants fill the form to appear there in the examination. And at the end, only bunch of people, I would say they are in like less than 1,000 in number, who got the final selection. What is the reason? What shall be like, I would say like potential reason for the same? The only reason is most of the people, they're not able to cover the whole syllabus, they're not able to repeat or revise the things, and that is the only lacuna which is being like I have perceived earlier there in the UPSC journey. In today's session, I would like to share each and every nook and corner of UPSC. I would try to make you understand first what is the examination, how is it being conducted by the UPSC, how many stages are there, and how we can make our strategy, what we can do to grab that opportunity to grab a very, to secure a very good rank there in the UPSC. Okay. So, once again, I welcome you all at the seminar, at the orientation session called How to Crack UPSC. Sir, please change the slide, sir. Make it. Sorry? Yeah, why can't? That would be. Make it full. Please make it full screen. Make it full screen. Okay, no issue, no issue. So, the first thing is why we should choose civil services. Why should make our career there in the civil services examination. For that, we should understand the significance, the importance of the service. The civil service examination is not only the securing of job. Obviously, it will get you a very secure job. You will get so much privileges given by the government of India. For you guys, just to motivate you, I would say if you will be selected as an IAS officer, you will get a very big bungalow along with 10 officers working under you as a servant. You will get one vehicle provided by the government of India. But all such things are for your family. Because along with all these services, along with all these, I would say, facilities given by the government, they will give you 24/7 tasks. And that's a beauty of this journey, that's a beauty of this service. They will, I would say, brush up you, they'll make you a person, they'll make your personality in such a way that you were never before. So, please change the slide. I'll share some certain example of the people who have done a lots of things for the society being an IAS officer. In that series, the first person is Armstrong Pym. Are you guys able to see the picture of the person here? Okay, no issue. Armstrong Pym is from Manipur only. He has constructed 100 kilometers of roads here in the Manipur by crowdfunding. He asked for the people to fund there for the development or for the construction of a road. That's a beauty of this job. He motivated the people just for the developmental cause, just for the construction cause, for the society. Same goes with that, the another person, skip the one, next. Same goes with that, the another person called Swapnil Paul. Swapnil Paul is one person, one IAS officer here, who is, again, the cadre of this person was there in the Assam. He was posted there in Tinsukia district, where he treated legacy waste in such a way that never done before even by the government machineries. And the next example could be Sarita Sabarwal. She is the IAS, I would say, Smriti Sabarwal. She is the IAS officer of Warangal district, and she also started crowdfunding just for the development of that district. So these are some certain examples. There are many more examples here in the India where the IAS officer or the IPS officer or any civil servant officer have done a lot, have contributed a lot, have given back to the society in such a way that the people get motivated. Now, I would come on the very crucial as well as important question: what is UPSC Civil Service Examination? You guys, as you told me that you know very well about the UPSC, but still I will give you a brief introduction for the same. UPSC examination is, please, make forward, one more page. Okay. The UPSC examination is conducted into 3 phases. The first phase is, are you guys able to see this now? It should be visible. Okay, I am explaining. Kindly focus on my voice also along with this screen. It has total 3 stages mainly, but it is start with notification. Generally, the notification of UPSC IAS comes out in last week of the January or the first week of February. Once the notification has come out there, the aspirants are allowed to fill the form, and the normal basic qualification which is required to fill the form is graduation. You can pursue the graduation in any degree, you can pursue the graduation in any kind of course, but the point is you should be graduated before appearing there in the examination. Although third year students, the students who are pursuing third year there in the BA, they can also fill the form of UPSC. And one more thing here, this filling form is not the surety of cracking the examination. This is the first stage. Somewhere during the June or July, somewhere there in the May or June, there shall be the prelims examination, the first stage of UPSC. And just for your knowledge, tomorrow is the date when the 2026 civil UPSC examination is going to be conducted there in the Pan India, throughout the India. Multiple centers are there. They assigned the center for you guys. You will be appeared there in the examination. Examination of prelims is conducted into 2 phases. The first phase is called the GS paper 1 examination, which is followed by CSET examination, quantitative aptitude and reasoning examination. 2 examination sets are there. पहला जो है वो किसका आता है? The first examination is GS paper, which is covered whole the syllabus of you guys, especially of humanities, where there shall be the subjects like polity, Indian political system, history, geography, science and technology. A lots of GS is there in the prelims exam. Second paper of CSET is called like quantitative aptitude and journal awareness as well as reasoning examination. And these two examinations are qualifying in nature. Qualifying as in, if you are able to secure approx 90 to 100 marks there in the GS paper 1 of prelims, you will be able to write the mains examination. And the actual journey of this UPSC is mains examination because it is very comprehensive, very vast, as well as I would say very tough. Reason being, this mains examination has total 9 papers. This mains examination has total 9 papers. All are in written form. You have to write, you have to appear there on the daily basis. You have to write multiple examination, multiple, I would say, questions there in exam. And total score of this, all the mains examination is 750. 1750 marks. And I would add here one more thing. Whatever you guys are reading, are studying in your classes right now, this is the backbone of that whole journey. You guys must be covering NCERT of different subjects, whether it can be Indian political system or geography or science or I would say like mathematics. Everything is a part of the backbone of the syllabus of mains examination. Let's suppose you have covered, or let's suppose you guys have taken political science as one of the subjects in your 11th class. So political science shall create the backbone for those guys to appear there in the UPSC, as it has one of the vast portion there in the GS paper. Same goes with that geography, same goes with that economy, same goes with that like Indian science and technology. Lots of subjects are there. So I would say a very comprehensive syllabus, a very comprehensive and vast syllabus has been, I would say, comprised by UPSC into 4 papers, namely GS paper 1, 2, 3 and 4. Once you will get succeed there in the mains examination, there shall be, please change, there shall be personality guidance. There shall be, I would say, interview program, and there shall be a picture. Kindly change this. One more. Continue. Yeah. This is the final and last stage of UPSC, which is interview. Interview consists of 275 marks, and after completion, after qualifying this interview, there shall be the addition of your mains examination marks as well as interview marks to secure the rank, to calculate the rank of the members or the aspirants who have appeared there. And as I told you, initially in the prelims, every year, approx 9 to 10 lakh people appear there in the examination, but at the last, only less than 1,000 people shall be there who shall get selected finally there in the civil service examination. Now, here comes the point, how to crack UPSC, for which we are, sitting here. The first way to crack the UPSC is, which is very, I would say, conventional, very, I would say like, which is like trendy format right now, is just to go there in the Delhi, be the part of the crowd. Kindly change this slide. Change. There shall be the picture, I will tell you. Please, change, continue. One more. Bus. If you guys are able to see this blur image, this is the picture of an institution working there in the Delhi. Delhi is currently the hub of UPSC preparation, or I would say like all types of civil services preparation hub is Delhi right now. This is the picture of all those aspirants of single coaching who are getting coaching there in the UPSC. And the common trend is, first they will complete their graduation, then they will complete their PG, then they will like opt any coaching. They will go there, will spend 1.5 to 2 years to cover the whole GS syllabus. Then they will spend at least 6 months to cover their optional paper. It will take approx 2 to 2.5 years to cover the whole syllabus of UPSC. After that only they will be able to appear there in the examination. Then too, it's a very, this industry of, I would say, this coaching industry is very dynamic one. They are not giving you any surety like you will be able to crack the exam or not. Now here comes the second step, what we are offering you. As we have discussed earlier, most of the persons have discussed earlier, due to the visionary actions of our Chancellor Sir of USTM, University of Science and Technology Meghalaya, we introduced a course called BA in Administration and Governance. And the beauty of this course is, it has summarized the syllabus of UPSC mains examination into the regular ordinary degree, and this degree is not merely an ordinary degree, it has become an extraordinary degree where there shall be all the parts, all the nooks and corners of UPSC main syllabus into different capsules. Let's say there shall be first semester where one part of the syllabus shall be covered in that. Second semester will cover the second part of the syllabus, and same shall go on. So basically it is one of the very smoother way to cover the whole syllabus while undergoing there in the graduation program. Apart from that, there is the program for 6th class, 8th class, 10th class and even 12th class going students, where we nurture them, we provide them the real hardcore values of NCERT, like how to cover NCERT, what's the role of current affairs, what's the role of newspaper, how to write essay, how to write answer writing. Everything shall be comprised there within the degree, within the syllabus, within the part of USTM IAS Academy. I would add one more thing here. You guys, all of you who are studying right now, you guys must have aware about the events or the things which are going on in the world. You guys have already heard about the USA-Iran standoff. You guys already have heard about the USA and Israel alliance just to counter the Iran. You guys must have heard about the Russia as well as China standoff. All these things are being surfaced there in the, I would say, geopolitics. But the utilization of this geopolitics there in the UPSC syllabus, the utilization or the practical approach of this syllabus is being covered there in the degree, in the BAG program conducted by USTM. So how we'll do this, let me show you through slides. Please change. One more. As I told you, we have divided the syllabus into smaller, I would say, like packets. And this syllabus of BAG department has been designed by two esteemed ex-chairmen of UPSC, Union Public Service Commission by itself, and that's why it has raised the importance, significance of this degree. This degree is not merely an ordinary degree, it provides you, I would say, it provides you in the exploration of UPSC along with the basic ordinary thing. It will provide you, it will allow you to cover the syllabus in a very easier way. Please change. Yeah. Generally, the trend is, as I told, most of the students, they start their journey after completion the graduation. Till the graduation, and I would add one more point here, till the graduation, I have seen lots of aspirants, I have taught lots of aspirants, and I know them personally. Till the graduation, most of you don't know how to write an answer. Let's say UPSC is asking something different, you are writing something different in the answer, you will get nothing there in the examination. But for sure, you can get some certain marks in your degree, you can get some certain marks in your school examination. But here, the point is, we are going to fight the rest of the world. We are going to fight the rest of the India, the people, the competent people who have already appeared there in the UPSC. For that, what we required consistency, we required a holistic environment, as well as we required a steady approach to crack or to cover the whole syllabus in multiple manifold times. One more thing, in this BAG only, we provide you the optionals along with the GS paper. There shall be GS paper preparation. Along with that, there shall be optional paper also. Generally, it has been seen in most of the aspirants that first they cover their GS examination, GS paper preparation, there in these civil services coachings, then they opt any optional, and if they are not fit there in that option, they have to change that option in the next year. But here we have the ample amount of opportunities of different optional. We have pol science, we have sociology, and soon we are going to start geography, history, economy, and other such optionals there in the BAG department, so that you guys who are going to come up with us, who are going to join with us, we'll provide you a holistic approach for the development, for the, like I would say, preparation of UPSC. And along with that, in this department only, we provide a kind of like exposure for personality development, for the overall development of a child, so that when he or she will be able to appear there in any kind of competitive interview, he'll be confident or she'll be confident enough to give the answers of board. One more thing here. Yeah. In this whole journey, this degree, this BA in administration and governance degree is not merely a degree, because it does not create the, I would say, like a student, it creates the personalities. And how it creates the personality, let me explain this. There is a paper number 4 in UPSC that deals with ethics, aptitude and integrity. The name of the paper is Ethics, Aptitude and Integrity. Most of you guys had heard about this before, because in current curriculum of the schools, there is a paper called Moral Science. Have you heard about this before? Moral Science. How many of you guys have heard Moral Science before, or you have read there in the classes? Nobody? Okay. So, morals, the advanced version of the moral science is Ethics, Aptitude and Integrity, which is the paper number 4 of GS paper mains examination with 250 marks. It allows you guys to understand what shall be the personality of a civil servant, what shall be the personality of a public servant who is going to work for the welfare of all the people of the society, who is going to work to contribute there in the society for the betterment for the same. And that's why they have purposely designed this paper for all those aspirants, for all those children who are preparing for UPSC or for any examination. I know you guys are newcomer, most of you are in the 11th class or the 12th class. You don't have any, right now you don't have any fear of career. You have like thinking like in the future we will decide whether we should appear there in the competitive examination or not, whether we should pursue a business or whether we should do like something like shopkeeping and all. But to be honest, let me tell you something here. Day by day in India, the competition of all such kind of government examination is going on, increasing in that pace that ultimately it would be very hard to all the people, to all the aspirants to, I would say, to crack that examination. For that, we have to start preparation at the very early age, at the very tender age, and the reason behind the same is the vast syllabus, the consistency which is required for the service, for the syllabus, as well as the confidence which is required in you people. And for which we are doing on the regular basis the answer writing and essay writing practice on the daily basis to develop the organic, I would say, skills in you guys. How to write answer, how to write essay, how to start initiate in any answer shall be the part of your skill that is being provided under bar. The second thing is newspaper and magazine reading. This is one of the core of UPSC. If anybody, especially the parents of children who are sitting here, I would address you guys. If anybody has heard about the civil services, you must have aware about the current affairs, magazines and such kind of things which are required as I would say, that play a very crucial role in the journey, for which it is said that a proper environment, a proper holistic approach must be provided by the parents as well as the teachers to a student so that they can choose their path, choose their career. The second option what we are providing here in this BAG degree is current affairs magazines, integrated approach for that magazine, 24/7 mentorship. Let me explain this little bit. I am standing here in front of you. As I told, it's very great opportunity for me to explore the Northeast. Basically, I belong from the Rajasthan. And we are the team of 8 to 9 members there in the BAG. And we all are from the throughout the territory of India. We all come together under the single umbrella called BAG just to share our experience with all the newcomers who are here, who will come there, join there, and who would be the next, I would say, civil servant of the India. We all have the expertise of the different subjects, and apart from that, we have the experience of civil services. Let me tell you about me. I have already appeared 3 times UPSC mains. I have written 3 times UPSC mains. I have appeared there for the interview. Apart from that, I have appeared 7 times in the CDS, Combined Defense Services, appeared 7 times there in the SSB, Service Selection Board, for the interview. And apart from that, I have also cracked RAS, Rajasthan Administrative Service Examination, 4 times. So that is the whole journey of mine. And from 2016, I have been teaching in the different prestigious institutions of the UPSC. And sir asked us to come there in the Northeast, Meghalaya, USTM, just to explore you guys, just to share our experience with you guys, just to make you the next civil servant of India. So this is our team who is continuously working for 24/7 just to mentor you, just to nurture you, just to share the experience of ourselves, so that you would grab them, you would get some benefit of that. Now here comes evening classes. This is again one of the beauty of us. We are providing 4 to 5 hours evening classes just for the self-study. This is again one of the feature of BAG that will be helpful for you guys to understand the things in a better way. Mentor shall be there to make you understand the doubts. Mentor shall be there to make you understand any kind of problem, any kind of like answer writing thing or essay writing thing. Continue please. So in a nutshell, I would say most of the students, as they prepare, first they waste their time in the graduation, first they, I would say, invest their time in the PG or UG courses, then they start preparing for UPSC. But us, we, the people who are going to be there in the BAG department, they'll be able to start their journey from very tender age, and they'll be able to compete with those guys who have already been prepared for 7 or 8 years. And second thing, we provide the whole UPSC syllabus in smaller capsules, so it would not be the burden over you guys. You will be able to understand in a very good manner, I would say, and you will be able to explore, you will be able to write down that topic in a very easy way. Please change. Yeah, this is one of the other, I would say, approach here. Most of the students, they start preparation once they come at the age of like 21 or 22. But you guys at the very tender age, who are like 16 years, 17 years or the 15 years old, if you will start your journey today, you will be able to compete the whole UPSC competition by getting the age of 21. It will be a kind of like edge, it will be a kind of like advantage to you guys if you will be able to join this. Next one, please. We create this strong foundation over the NCERT and all other things which are the backbone, which are the part of UPSC. As I was stating earlier too, whether it can be 6th class or it can be 8th class or it can be 10th class, you guys must aware about your future. I would say one more thing here. Now, please listen to me carefully, all you guys. Now, I would say one more thing. Basically, at the very tender age, let's suppose you are in the 6th class or 8th class. You have nothing to do with that civil service. Even I would say, like, if I was there in the 6th class, I didn't know about the civil service. And you guys many people must be there who don't know about the civil services. This is one of the things which I would say can create the difference between those who are starting their journey at a very tender age. They will get result at a very beautiful way. Let me tell you some other examples here. You guys must have heard about those people, you have read about those people there in the paper, that a guy has, got the IAS, proper IAS in 21 or 22 years of age. Lots of examples for the same are here. It is possible only and only once we have given the holistic approach or the environment to that guy to be the part for the same. It is possible only when we are allowing them to get the environment, to get the consistency, as well as to get the, I would say like steadiness there in the examination, there in the study. And here comes the role of the parents also. It is the parents who would decide whether their child should opt civil services, whether their child should opt any competitive examination, or he should opt an ordinary life. And you guys know that I would add here, actually in the Northeast, I skipped that slide earlier. Let me tell you the data of the Northeast. The percentile of the population here in respect to the India of the Northeast is approx 3.5 percentile as per the census of 2011. But when it comes the representation of the people of Northeast in the civil service, it is merely 1.5%, which is very poor. But on the other hand, it shows the potential among you guys. It shows the scope of you guys, that you can come up, you can come further, and to serve for the nation, you can start your preparation of UPSC from day zero, from day one, where you are standing now. Whether you are in the 6th class, 8th class, 10th class, or the 12th class, you can start your journey by reading newspaper, by reading NCERT, by thoroughly discussing NCERT with the mentors, or by getting the direction, by getting the mentorship of all those mentors who have the experience of 20 to 30 years there in the team of BAG department. Last but not the least, I would say, please change. Yeah. Last but not the least, we are creating the future IAS and IPS officer. We are creating the nation builders. We are creating the leaders of the tomorrow's India. We are creating the policy makers. And one more thing, this whole approach of the BAG has been designed in such a way that the student shall never feel overburdened, and in a very easy manner, he or she shall be able to cover that comprehensive syllabus that has been designed by UPSC for mains as well as, I would say, interview. That's it for now. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you, sir. Now I would like to ask you guys, students, and even parents also, if you have any question or query regarding the same, you can ask. Yeah, please, sir.
Good afternoon. I'm Dr. Rafi Shah. I'm an assistant professor. I'm teaching political science at Moirang College in Moirang. Moirang is some 50 kilometers down from here. I'm surprised.
Please, sir, please.
I'm surprised by the very fact that you have a course, BA in Administration and Governance. Maybe, I'm not sure, maybe this is going to be one of its kind in India. Because as a teacher of political science,
yes,
as a student of political science, I haven't come across any of such course earlier. So I must, congratulate you for this course.
That's a wonderful gesture of you, sir. I must say.
I would like to know more in terms of compliance. Say, for example, what UGC has to say about this course. See, if someone who has done BA in Administration and Governance cannot crack through civil services examination, are there possibilities for him to, pick up any other courses like sociology, political sciences? I think, it's increasingly very difficult for someone. Say, for example, if someone has done BA in sociology, then it is very difficult for him to crack through examination in political science because competition is tough, very tough these days. So are there any compliance issues in terms of guidelines from the UGC? That's all. Thank you so much.
Sir.